First of all, understand this. Your flaws don't turn people off. When you have flaws as a person, it makes you humans. It makes you human. It is your flaws that creates the contours of your personality. The things that are not normal, but the things that are bad is what makes you human, right? So always remember that your flaws are almost like friction that creates the fire of love and attraction. They may like you, but your flaws, the negative traits that you have, usually are the things that ends up making them like you. Why is that? Well, first of all, they're gonna encounter some of your negative traits and they're not gonna like it. And it'll show you whether or not they like you, because if people really like you, what they'll do is that they'll confront you and they'll try to change it. And through having those confrontations and having those difficult discussions, it creates the necessary friction for whatever emotions they have for you becomes almost like umber, becomes almost like material to create fire. So having your flaws is very important, and it comes down to my first point. Be vulnerable. Especially guys listen to this a lot of the times and they say, "Oh, dude, but when I opened to a girl, she thought I was a little bitch and she got turned off." First of all, most likely you met her online. I can promise you're gonna find the coldest bitches online. Sorry, I know women are watching this too, but you're gonna find people that if you open up emotionally online, a lot of them are gonna get turned off. So that's why you have to be careful and understand that online dating and dating people in real life are two completely different things. But genuinely speaking, you have to be vulnerable. Now, if you met them online, it's best to reserve the vulnerability for a little bit later on, because they don't know you. Being vulnerable too quick can potentially turn people off. Telling people how your friend tried to burn. I had a girl one time tell me how many years ago, I'm not gonna say when, but how her friend's sister tried to burn her face. And I'm like, bitch, we don't even have a drink yet. Why are you telling me this? Like, you're depressing me. I have excess empathy. This is not the type of thing I want to listen to. But you can't be vulnerable too soon, okay? You have to create vulnerabilities. Express your vulnerability after like a few weeks of them knowing you. And the types of vulnerabilities are very simple things. Like maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're sad. Maybe you have some bad negative news and you need someone's company. Maybe your dog is about to die and you need their company. Maybe you lost your job and you're depressed and you just need their company. What it does is that it forces people to become the parent per se, right? And with that role comes you get the necessary emotions with that role. So if you're a guy, you become the daddy or the dad, right? Because she's sad, she's depressed, right? Your comfort is gonna make you like her more, because one, you're helping her, but also you're taking on this role that forces you to release oxytocin. You get what I'm saying? So vulnerabilities makes people bond together. Now, you have to be careful not to be too vulnerable too quickly, because you could freak people out. Show some tiny vulnerabilities at first, right? Like I said, maybe you're sad. Maybe you need someone's company. Maybe you want to eat out and you don't want to eat alone and you're being honest with them, right? That type of stuff endears you. It's like Trump, right? When he got shot, crazy, right? There's an effect that it has on people, because all of a sudden he becomes more relatable. And the people that didn't like him all of a sudden feel a little guilty, like criticizing the guy, right? So negative things that happen in your life creates the space so that people can relate to you. So don't be afraid to show vulnerability. Just make sure that if you've seen the freaking monsters walk up the wall, you don't tell them in the first week, because that could creep people out. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be judgmental, but that's a real thing. By the way, if you guys want to make someone literally fall in love with you and apply these beautiful, healthy strategies without going straight to hell, which is very important, because I don't work with narcissists. I don't work with psychopaths. I don't work with people who try to hurt people. If you want to apply these strategies in your life to make somebody fall in love with you, click on the description down below where it says purchase a one-on-one session, and there you'll be able to learn how to work with me one-on-one to apply these strategies, and we'll be able to talk on the phone, and I can show you guys how to do this in any situation, to be honest with you. It's something that has helped thousands of people, okay? So scan the QR code right here, and I'll see you. The next one is start slow. All right. And that means don't let them see you all the time. I'm telling you, don't let them see you all the time in the beginning. Don't open up too fast. Don't tell them too much of your personality too quickly. Right. Anything that's good, start slow all the freaking time, people. all the time. If you start fast, deep down, people are gonna say this could be potentially a red flag. And potentially, you could be. It's almost like inoculation. If you give someone too much of a virus, it could kill them. Give them just a tiny bit enough, they could grow. They'll grow a tolerance to it, where to the point that it'll help the organism. And this analogy is very similar to this. Give people too much of your presence, and you might turn them off by making them disrespect you, which in this case with the animal is killing them, right? But if you slowly allow them to sense how creepy and needy you are, when it comes after like a month or so, and you're on full creepazoid mode, that energy may not turn them off. They have acclimated to your presence by spending enough time that if you start acting needy and creepy, the chemistry they feel and the emotions they feel will allow them to almost like brush it off, right? So start slow, and the slow start is always better. And that means start slow when you meet them in real life. Meet people in real life, because when you meet people online, for example, online, you guys already know you like each other. But when you meet through normal settings, it's a slower pace. And that slower pace, even as a guy, the slow pace, a woman will fall in love quicker. Like, you may not have sex with her quicker, but she's gonna fall in love quicker, which will means more poom poom for you later on. So start slow, man. Stop trying to get the poom poom and trying to kiss the girl the first date, man. Slow it down, man. Even emotionally, don't open up too fast. Let that thing slow. Let that thing show up slowly. The smartest animals have the slowest gestation period, meaning they're vulnerable for a longer period of time. The dumbest animals have the fastest gestation period. They come out doing flips in the beginning. All right, the next one. A deep love for something that's not them. That means they can sense that you love your job a lot more. They can sense that you love your kids more. They can sense that you love yourself a lot. They can sense that you don't need them entirely. They can sense that you love your friends a lot. They can sense that you have a deep bond with your family that makes it difficult for them to get in the way. People have to understand is that when people start falling in love with you, they get possessive. And they'll even get jealous at you loving your dog, loving your cat. And it doesn't mean that they're toxic. It just means that people want to monopolize your time when they're falling in love with you. It's just how that is. They want you to spend more time with them than with your family. They want you to spend more time with them than with your friends. And if they want you to let more time off work for them. And if you just hold off a little bit, if you put up some resistance, if you say no every now and then, if you make them feel like they don't have complete victory, it makes them fall in love harder. And this is why when you're needy, they don't like you, because they can also sense that to them you are 100% their life, and people take you for granted when they sense that. People, don't get mad at me. I did not make people. That's just how people are. The next one is create moments of doubt, and that means every time. Look, when you fall in love with people, you're gonna notice there was one moment in that whole falling in love period where you doubted whether or not they loved you, and if you didn't, that's a rare occasion. But in the beginning, when you like the person, you want them to like you so much that any hint of them pulling away, your brain will interpret it as though they don't like you that much, or they're losing interest. You begin to think in black and white thinking. So you have to give them moments of doubt from time to time. And that don't mean you threaten to leave them, but that you talk about the one time you talk about how you're planning on going to Japan for a semester next year. You talk about how you're planning to go to school to the Caribbean next year. You talk about how sometimes you have a tough time falling in love with people, or sometimes you like people really quickly and then you lose interest for no apparent reason. Or maybe you took that one day, you took a little bit longer to text, to the point that maybe you texted them the next day and the whole night they were saying, okay, they lost interest, right? I'm not saying to do that. What I'm trying to tell you is that eventually, if they're gonna fall in love, this will happen. It's gonna happen. And the reason why is because you might just be fucking blinking. You may just be blinking like a healthy person, and they might say, oh my God, they blanked slowly, they're losing interest. I'm telling you, it's either you do it on purpose or it's gonna happen. Now, I'll prefer you do this, right? And the way I say this is that if you just make sure to have the last thing down, which is having your life, and loving your life, loving your job, loving your school, to the point that sometimes you cancel a meetup because you're working too late, or you cancel a meetup because you got school. People know that's understandable, but a part of them will say, do they really need to cancel? Why can't they do work here? Get what I'm saying? So you don't have to go too far with this. I'm showing you the path. But for all the psychos out there, yeah, you could definitely create doubt, and it creates this impression. But this is the thing. Too much doubt might ruin the love they have for you. Get what I'm saying? So you have to do this sporadically, not all the time. Why? Because this doubt that they feel should always come with the next point, moments of certainty, where you give them the sensation that you 100% like them, where they had doubt, and then the next day you created an intense sense of relief, a relief of tension. And how do you do this? Well, for example, like when I give gifts, I like to fuck with people. I like to have fun when I give gifts. Sometimes I may not text you that whole day, and then I'll show up at your job and give you a gift. I do that type of stuff because I like to play around with people. Yeah, I like to fuck around. You can call that manipulative. Go ahead. At least, hey. They're getting a gift afterwards, okay? So I don't call me whatever you want to call me, but if you call that manipulation, that's a beautiful form of manipulation, right? But you don't have to do that. But you want to think about ways to have fun with them, So if you know you're gonna give them a surprise gift today, let them suffer yesterday. Now, if you have a gift that you're gonna give them tomorrow, let them suffer today. Who gives a fuck? Trust me, the suffering is going to equate to the level of happiness they're going to feel tomorrow when you give them that gift. But the problem, too many people baby their lovers. Too many people baby their people they're dating, and they don't try to expose them to any pain or uncertainty. And that's why they lose interest. They need to feel uncertainty, and they need to feel certainty. Why? Because if they don't do that, they're going to become arrogant. A scientist that is an arrogant scientist is a scientist that never feels doubt. Is a scientist that never questions themselves. Relationships are the same way. People have to question their relationship from time to time. They have to feel some doubt whether or not you love them. That's why they're romantic. That's why they go out of their way to impress you, because there's some doubt. Doubt is pretty much is the basis of romanticism. People throw the baby out the bathwater. I'm kidding. So that's one thing. Moments of certainty. You gotta prove that their doubts are not right. That the thought that you had that I was not going to come on time are wrong. It's very important that people feel that. The next thing is that people use your time. When people are falling in love with you, what you're gonna notice is that if you're paying attention, you're using up a lot of their time. They study at home. Now they're studying with you. They like to spend time with their friends. Now they're spending time with you. Now their friends don't like you. They usually go on vacation with their family. They usually spend Christmas with their family. Now they're spending Christmas with you, and you get the crumbs later, family. You may not. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying sounds so manipulative, right? Sounds like I'm saying isolate people, but this is what happens. And if you don't intentionally isolate them, they're not gonna fall in love as hard as they should. They need to be away from their families. Sad every fucking psycho, right? They need to stay away from, because their families is the voice of reason. If people have the voice of reason while they're falling in love with you, they're not gonna fall in love with you because there's no reason to love you. I'm kidding, but it's true. Like, if we're being rational, that's what these guys are. MTAL guys going the wrong way. Guys who are using too much rationality when it comes to love. Guys who are saying there's no reason to love a woman. Of course, I get you, dude. There is no reason to love a woman. I totally get you, but you need to. It's a biological thing. There's not a rational thing. Your body reacts to that. Yeah, sure, it could fuck you up. If you get married, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I totally get it. But there's more positive than good. But when you use your rational mind, you're not gonna fall in love the same way. So for someone to really fall for your spell, because that's what it is, they need to be away from them. That's just, and this happens naturally. So all you angels out there saying, "Oh my God, he's fucking evil," you do this when you're falling in love with someone. When you're falling in love with someone, you don't want them to hang out with their friends as much. Just that's just what happens, man. All right, they just don't. And people will fall in love with you in the absence of their families and friends. And the more they're falling in love with you, the less time they're gonna spend with their families and friends, and they're gonna hate you for it, right? They're gonna have a name for her, relationship Melissa, because now she's spending time with you. But that's an important part of life, right? And you can see how when I'm saying you can see how it can sound evil, right? It can sound very evil to what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out a natural process that as you fall in love, you begin to not hang out with your friends and family as much anymore. And anytime you're falling in love and you're not diminishing how much time you spend with your friends and family, you're not really falling in love. You really are not. Because you and that person should literally start to develop almost like a different person. Like the whole relationship becomes a unique individual, and it creates a child too, you know what I'm saying? But generally speaking, you need to isolate them, man. And if you don't do this, they're not gonna fall in love with you. And the truth is, dick, poom poom doesn't make people fall in love. Anybody who tells you that is somebody that that is backing the whole football team, perhaps. Who knows, man? Anyways, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And gentlemen, welcome to the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, where I teach you all of the strategies to improve your dating life and all of the courses that I have all in one place. And you can get it at a highly discounted rate. So that means you can purchase all of my basic courses without the bundles, usually at $600. You can purchase it now at $399, people. Not $400. $399 for psychological purposes. Yeah, that's right. Oh my fucking god, he's showing us a scam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Father Alex does that. So that means you could get emotional mastery, the psychological game of attraction, the feminine woman, natural chemistry, charisma blueprint, and nice girl at a discounted rate. But then, if you want to get the master's degree of the Mindful Attraction University, taught by Professor Alex, you can get the premium version, where usually all of the courses cost $1,200. Now you can purchase them all at $799 or 4 payments of $200. You guys can now also do like a payment plan. Feminine woman, emotional mastery, the whole shebang with all of the bonuses at one lower price, people. And with that, honestly, this is the type of thing that I know that if you guys get, it'll fix your dating life in ways you guys cannot imagine. Now, my worry is that it is a lot of content. Like it is, and I'm not a fan of giving people a lot of content because I don't want informational junkies. But this is the best way to get it all in one price. Now, look, mind you, if you purchase the bundle, I'm just gonna be honest, there's no refunds. Purchasing the whole bundles. If you guys think you guys are not gonna like it, I will prefer if you guys buy one course to see if you like it. And if you don't like that course, you could get your money back and don't purchase the bundle. Right? But if you like that course, you guys can send me an email and say, hey, can I upgrade to the bundle? Pay the difference, and there you guys will get it. But it's just that, look, man, you guys know my content. If you like one course, you like it all, right? So that's the only caveat. But I know damn well, if you purchase it, your dating life will never be the same. Okay? Now, for those who purchase the courses but want to add to the bundle, you guys can message me and maybe we could come up with a price so that you guys can get it while being able to not have to pay all the crazy prices. Okay, so just click on the description down below. There you'll see the ability to purchase the wifey basic package, which is the one that you see here for $399 without the bundles and without the bonuses. But if you guys want to purchase it with the bonuses, which is a lot of content, and I'm afraid because it's a lot of content, you guys can purchase it right here with either 4 payments of $200 or one-time payment of $799, right? And yeah, and by the way, I made this design, Father Alex is being inclusive here and stuff like that. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys can support the channel by purchasing those courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.